morning everybody, welcome to the flower patch. My name's Iris Smith, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements for all occasions. Welcome guys, welcome back. I hope you've all had a lovely weekend. I just wish to say I haven't been on last week. I fell and I fractured my toe and my ankle twisted as well. So it's still slightly swollen. I've been told to keep moving it. I guess so it just doesn't set in one place. Who knows? It was very painful, very painful. I tried to walk on it a few times and it hurt. It took me a few days before I could put weight on my foot. So hence the reason I haven't been able to do any videos. Also, this weekend, what has just gone, there was a service for my mum who passed the day before my birthday. And it was a service for the celebration of my mum's life, with family and friends came, and we had a gathering and food and drinks and music, and also flowers I did for my mum, photographs, balloons, to let you know, for everybody to let go of what a balloon each into the sky, to and just say their own few little words on behalf of my mum. So, and then it was Mother's Day. So, yeah, there was a lot going on. My sister and myself were extremely exhausted, shattered, tired, and emotional. But we did the best. We've had a lot of positive feedback from family and friends. The food was excellent. The music was great. It was music that my mum liked. We chose all the music that my mum liked. Laughter, reminiscing about things my mum did, funny things, and other things that I've not known about from other friends and family. And then obviously, with my family, my husband and my children, my sister's kids as well. We just had a good time. We had a good time. My mum deserved the best and she got the best. So, and it went on till around midnight, and then we started all going home. We were tired. And like I say again, the following morning was Mother's Day. So that was slightly emotional as well. Anyway, I've had lovely messages from you all to rest after my fall, to rest, put my feet up. You'll be there when I get back. But guys, I can't sit around. I was bored. I was truly bored. So with the doctor saying I need to put a bit of weight on my foot and get it moving, hey, why not? Why not? I can sit down, I can put my foot on the floor and things like that. So why not? Why not? I don't really want to sit there just staring all day at the television, because there's never anything on. So I got up this morning and, last night I made the decision, I'm just going to do a video. It hasn't affected my personality, has it? Or my fingers. I can sit down. So I'm resting my foot. So we're doing one, guys. And again, it's windy outside here, but beautiful and sunny, and the temperatures are much higher than what it usually is. So I've still got the jacket on, but that's only because of the wind. So anyway, I'm going to get started. I've made a bow, and I've only done it in one ribbon with the yellow and white polka dots, and it is a 7/8 ribbon, and I got this from Kerry's Wreath for all occasions, that imports ribbon from America and sells them to her customers who do crafts and use ribbon, and she sells them over in the UK. So if you're in the UK and you want some excellent quality ribbon at affordable price, it is the Deluxe brand. Go to kerryswreath.co.uk in the UK. She doesn't ship, across the pond or anywhere. It's just UK that she sells the ribbon. So go and have a look, guys. She does do lives as well. So go and check her out. Right, so there's the ribbon. I've only done 2 loops each side and a centerpiece. Now I've got a piece of plastic here. I've gone through, some are obviously new stems, some are, I've gone through my bucket. Again, as I said a couple of weeks ago, I need to start emptying my bucket again now. It's filling up. So I've gone through my bucket and got some oddments as well, or scraps, whichever you want to call them. And these are some of them. And we have got the lovely green, like a lime green foliage. And I don't know, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I've got 7. Oh, that's good. 7 of these stems. Now, I've seen these, a lot of people call them different names. Now, these are the forsythia foliage. They are, they haven't got the yellow flowers on. They're not, flowered. I have got some with, the yellow flowers, but these haven't flowered yet. So these are the forsythia foliage. I found 2, 4, 5. I found 6, but I've only used 5 of some fern that I placed on picks and put some floral tape around, but not used them. So we've got those. And I found lots of these just hanging around. Some of the green, lavender. So I found, I don't know, but quite a few of these single, what I've took off the bunch and placed on single picks. So let's get those all used up. And I found some small oddments of ruscus, what have been cut down from the stem, but again not used. So we're gonna, I don't know how many's in here, but we're gonna use those as well. And also out of my oddments bucket, I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's 6. There's 6 of the maple, the sage green coloured maple, what I placed on single picks again when I pulled them off the main stem. So they're all the oddments. So for the floral, oh, I'm sorry, one more oddment. I've got Lily of the Valley here. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 8. I don't usually work in even numbers, but I don't want to just leave one hanging about in my scraps bucket. So I'm going to place them in. With them being small, you won't notice there's an odd number of them when everything else is in. So I'm going to place those in as well. I've got, now I can't make my mind up here. I've got out some small peonies with buds. And not peonies, sorry, let's get this right. Cabbage roses. Can't you tell I haven't done it for a week or so? But I've also got my favourites, the ranunculus in the very pale lemon also. So we've got those. I can't make my mind up which I want to use. I may use them both. But I've also just grabbed, I thought, well, I need a bigger flower. So I've got my quite vibrant, again, I'm using different tones, not the same tone. You can use the same tone, but different tones. So I've got the vibrant, we call them gerbras. I'm not sure, in America you call them Gerbera daisies, something like that. But we call them gerbras. So I've got those. I don't know how many I'm going to use, but I've just grabbed a few and placed a band round. And I've cut some off because I thought, let me just cut a few off of a stem. Some of my status, and I've got that also in yellow with a little hint of like an orangey pink or corally coloured tone to them as well. And I thought I'm going to add some purple, guys. I've got my clematis. So I love clematis. I just love clematis. We've got it, you know, on my garden. We've got the clematis growing up the fence. It's beautiful. But I thought, let's get some purple in just for the yellow to bounce off. And with them having the yellow in the centre as well. So I thought, you know, that would do really well. And so I've got 3 stems out. And I thought, let's use those. And finally, now this is a maybe. I probably will. I've got some lemons out. Why not add a bit of fruit, guys, eh? And I like the foliage with them as well. It's like a 2-tone foliage, lime around the edging and dark green in the centre. And I thought, let's get some of those. So that's what we're going to do today on a 14-inch grapevine wreath. So I'm going to place all the floral together and the fruit here. Marley's somewhere, it was in. And then I'm going to place all the foliage together as well in a pile. I'm going to bring the camera down and we're going to get started. Oh, I'm so glad to be doing something, guys. Honest to gosh, I am so happy that I'm doing something. And again, thank you all for your wonderful and your kind messages. I really am so touched by them. And Helen, you know, I was chatting with Helen Woodcock last night and we was having a lovely chat. And, you know, and then also my dear friend Audrey in Phoenix, we was chatting, you know, I've received your message, Audrey, my sweetheart, but I didn't reply because I was so shattered. I just wanted to go to sleep. So my apologies, because there is like a 6-hour gap, time difference. We're ahead by about 6 hours. So it was midnight when I got around midnight when I got your message, and I was just going to bed around that time. So I will reply. And to all you others, again, you wonderful people who have sent me a message, get well message, and also condolences for my mum. You know, thank you. It's really, you know, comforted me and gave me, you know, some energy to, you know, well, I don't know. It's just made me realise how caring people are, you know, and it was quite emotional for me as well, reading them all. I'm not going to carry on about it, guys, because I'll start crying. Anything to do with my mum, and I can easily cry so quickly. So I'm not. My mum would... My mum would have said, now, Iris, stop being silly. Stop being silly. Go and do your flowers. Have fun. And go and make all your lovely friends who are watching your videos something pretty. And that's my mum. So that's what we're going to try and do, guys. So let me just bring the camera down. Sorry about my limping. But we'll bring it down. And hopefully somewhere, I guess, around here. I'm going to bring it about here because once the clematis is in, it's going to be long and you won't see all of it. So I'm just going to... I'm going to do it like that. And we'll add usually I like to add our ribbon or our bow further along as we go. You can, if you wish, add your bow, you know, at the beginning if you like, or right at the end if that's how you like to do it, so you can see more of the bow. I like to place the bow somewhat in, you know, in the middle stages of placing things in, so then I can have things usually after the greenery, so I can then start placing elements in to make it look like those florals and greenery are growing through the bow. So first of all, let's see about the ruscus. Now again, I don't know how many is in here. I have got plenty of ruscus, so we'll just get some more if needed. It looks like there's 2 different ones here. And some oddments, so we're going to have to put the ones that are very much similar together. And then the smaller ones. Oh, I'm not doing bad here. Oh, that's good. I'm not going to use that one because that's totally, that one is a dark green. The others have all got the veins in them. So I'm going to keep that one aside. So let's get in our ruscus. And I'm using the ruscus as my background foliage. If you have cheaper foliage, but you don't want to have it seen on top or nearer to the top, I always suggest place your cheaper foliage for like the ruscus, or it could be ficus or eucalyptus if it's cheaper, whichever you're going to use, but it's a cheaper quality. Place that at the back and have your more expensive and better quality ones on top to be seen. But the background foliage is usually, I mean, it gives the support as well for others. Get that plastic off. For all your other elements to sit above it. And I'm going around the edge. There's one what hasn't got a leaf on that, so I'm going to just chop that piece off. And I'm just bringing it around here to start with. If I've got any left, I will place them on top. So from here where the hook is, 12 o'clock, going towards 9 o'clock, I am placing my stems down, following the grain of the wreath. Now from the 6 o'clock up to 9 o'clock, and your magic word is in that sentence, up. Place your stems going up towards 9 o'clock. Another one there what hasn't got a leaf on, so we'll just chop that piece off. I hope the weather's lovely where you are, guys. Now, I've got one. I'm going to bring that one in there. So this one's left. I don't know what I've got on it. It's like bit of plastic. So I'm going to go in the centre here on the inside. Just so I've just not got this foliage just on one side and nothing on the inside. I do like to place in foliage coming in, so then it looks like it's not just here, it's coming from here as well. Hello? Yes, please. In the living room. Right, so sorry about that, guys. My son, bless him, he's looking after me. He's asking me if I'd like a cup of coffee. I'm gonna, because these are small. Now this is another thing. As you've just seen, I've just gone like that. Now you don't really see them because the leaves are small. So with things like that, I will try and incorporate it a bit higher up on top so they are seen. I may place the odd one on the end, which you would see them if there was just singular on the end. So I'm going to place in the fern. It's a bigger leaf. And I'm going to do the same from 12 o'clock down to 9 o'clock. I'm placing, again, the magic word is in the sentence, down to, down. You place your stems going down. So we'll do that with the fern. Again, I'm sort of like just going above the stem of the ruscus. I was just looking for those there. Crikey. And then here, again, look, as you can see, I'm just placing it on top. And I've lifted it, it's rounded off, so it's not flat. So that helps with the volume. And also different texture as well. And I'm going to bring this one here. So now we've got in our fern. Now let's have a look. I've got these oddments of maple. Now I'm going to bring these here and I'm going to place them where the darker tone of the green is. So with these being sage green, they will bounce off of the dark. If you put sage on sage, that's okay. There's no rule saying you can't, but they won't bounce, you know, off of it as much as you would if you placed it over a darker tone. So we're going to just bring these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to bring, and I'm not having them as long. Again, I'm bringing these nearer to the top. Let's just cut these down a little. And again, I'm going to just have it. So it's, I'm bending the stem, as you can see, because so it lifts. And then you could just curve a bit of it over, so it just goes like that. These stems what are bent will be hidden from other elements that you're placing in, so try not to worry about that. Thank you. So they are in there. So there is our maple. It's just... Now with the forsythia, I'm going to bring one here, and again this is another different tone. It's a lime green. So with it being long, because we've got our long clematis, I'm going to bring one, what's the daisy, on the end here. And then I'm also going to do exactly the same down here as well. And with these, I'm going to bring them sort of like this, and then I'm going to manipulate them and just give them a different movement. Instead of having them straight, just bend them like an S shape, or however you feel you'd like it to be, to give that movement. Let me put a 45-degree angle on the bottom. So as you can see, I do like to do my foliage mainly always first, because I'm starting from the back and working to the front. But some people like to do floral foliage and alternate it. That's okay. Again, there's no right and wrong way. They always all look beautiful when they've finished. So whatever you feel comfortable yourself. How many have I got? I would like, I may cut one in half actually. Let's cut this one in half. And I'm going to bring, oops, that's the wrong area. One there, and then one here. So I've got something different apart from the ruscus in the centre. Let's cut this as well. And then with this one, I'm going to cut this one in half also. That's around here. And I'm going to place one here. And just one sticking out here from the central area at the side. So that is our foliage. Oh, let me just, my son's put all my coffee all near the flowers. Now, I do have the lavender one too. How many have we got? $14. Oh my goodness. With the bow, now I could leave it, and instead of having it here, but it does look pretty there, I could just place it by itself on this side. Or if you want, you could place a sign in the center, an attachment of any sort. I think I prefer it to go through here. So with the bow, before we attach our green lavender, we are going to place the bow. Now I'm using my weaving needle. For all you new beginners, it's just so I can put the wire, the floral wire through and not struggle. if you have health issues with your hands, this is something good to do, and it's easier on you. So let's find the other piece. There's the other wire. Oops. So there we go. That's both of those have come through. I don't know if I'm going to keep the tail ends long. I always cut the tail ends slightly, you know, I cut them long just so, in case I feel I'd like to cut them down shorter, at least I know then I've got enough tail ends to make smaller, or if I'd just rather have them long and not cut them. So I've twisted on the back, and I'm just going to get the wire, bend it over, and I'm going to place it back through inside the grapevine. And I've just seen a piece there. So that's our single ribbon bow. We'll keep the tail ends long for now. Right, so we're going to start and place in just a few around the outer side first. So if I've got 14, I'll use 7 around the outside and 7 on the inside. So, and this is for a little bit of movement. Again, you may not see these as much, but it adds to the movement. And I'm going to place these, again, add that length to them and to your arrangement. So there is the 7 on the outer side. I'll use the others at a later stage. Now let's have a look before we carry on with our lemons. Oops, daisy, that one's caught. And the greenery on this is beautiful, so it adds to any gaps as well. You can manipulate them to sit aside any gaps, just to cover them. And they are on paperback, and they are wired right to the tip, so just have a little play with them. Let's just see. Move them around so they've got movement. Right, that one goes there. Let's just have a little look. I don't want it to look odd and too long. So let me just grab one of the clematis as well, just to see the length of those. See, now that looks pretty there, guys. I could do just two, one from either side coming down, because they've got the flowers coming off from each side. I may do that. And then do I add in the lemons? Yeah, maybe in between. All right, let's just take the tags off. So I'm just, by seeing how far I'd like them to sit on the wreath, placing them just on top, and then looking how long I'd need the stem to go into the grapevine. You only usually need about 1 inch. We'll place that in as well. Again, I'll just use 2. So I'm going to go under here. Let me just stand up a little bit. Let's see if that's too long. I'm going to bring one pointing outwards. I feel that this stem here is just slightly too long. Okay. And plus, if you think it's, you know, slightly sticking too far up, just hold it down with a bit of floral wire or a cable tie, anything like that. I think it's, can I take that one off or pull it off? Because it's got some spare prongs on the stem. It's this one in the middle. I think I'm going to just snip the one in the middle off. Because it's just a little bit too long. And I'm going to just sit it under here on the bottom. So let's do the same with another one. Let's take the tag off. Take this centerpiece off as well. So before we carry on, I'll place that under here also. cluster in a tight cluster together. Just move it around. So that is our clematis. It's going to be very big, this. Obviously I want a little bit of white in. These will all be added near the end because they're small and I want them to be seen on top. Now let's look at, maybe I'm going to cut lemons. Let's just, that's one. Let's snip them down into little pieces and place them in. Oops, I've just thrown one across the room. Let's just snip these down. And snip that one. Right, I've cut them down into smaller pieces. Let me just go and grab the other one that's fallen. Oh. Right, where's the ones with the leaves? It's a bigger one there, so I want, maybe I can snip that in two. Oh yeah. Again, they are on paperback. Now, I think the big one needs the leaf with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the floral wire, tape, I'm going to attach it around to hold the leaf onto this piece. And then I'm going to bring this just under here. It's one of the longer pieces. So we'll add that in there. I have different tones of lemons. I've got some darker, some lighter. Now, that's got a leaf. Here's another longer piece. Right, I need to just place some tape over here as well because now I've pulled it. The foliage has slightly come loose from the paperback. And I'm going to do the same with this one, and I'm going to have this on the end also. Let's just make sure I don't get any glue strings following me. And then just thread all other things around and through. place this one here. Let's check that's, yeah, that's a little loose, so I'll put a bit of floral tape on that as well. If you haven't got lemons but you want to add apples, you could add apples or raspberries, strawberries, plums, peaches, anything like that. Would look nice. I know some people have used bananas before. Let's just get that one there. And this one's going to go central. I can just, there we go. And just bring the lemons through. That as well. How many have I got left? Oh, I've got 4 that I've broken down, so I don't need any more. I could just place these odd ones that are on their own, you know, on top, on the inner side, just so they'll pop through. And these haven't got leaves on. Let me bring some here. And then one around here. Let me cut this down a little bit more. Oops. So we've got that there now. So that's our lemons placed in, if you can see. I'll do it this way, you may get a better look of it all. So, now let's have a look at the floral. I may, they're very long stems these. Let's have a look. Now I've used these before, and you can pull the head off. These stems are exceptionally thick and long. I can save those for something else because it's still got the wire in. So that will also come in handy. And I'm going to place them on a single pick. A thinner one, so it's not as thick. Let's bring I'm going to place where the clematis are here, and I'm going to lift it facing upwards. So let's get another one and pull that off. There we go. Add that one in there. They are quite big. They look a little bit like sunflowers, but they are gerbras. Now let's... I'm going to bring this one on the outer side a little, so it's got that triangle shape. That one there. So I'm just going to use those three. I'll save that big stem. Now, I think I'm going to use the cabbage roses. Yeah, I'm going to use the cabbage roses, the ranunculus. I'll save for another project. Oh, let me just grab my tea. My tea? Oh gosh, my cup of coffee. Now let's see how many of these I've got. Oh, lost my balance a little there. Right, they've got buds on. That one hasn't. That one has. That one hasn't. That one has. And they haven't. So 4 with buds and 4 without. So the ones I think with the buds I will place around the outer side. Or do I place them on the inside? I may do a mixture. So let's just cut the stem. And again, I'm bringing the flowers so we have like clusters of them. I have that one on the outside with the board. My hands are slippy, I can't grasp. That's it. Bring that one there. And then just bring one without a bud on the outer side as well. need something here of colour. I do have the status as well. I could bring some of the status on the outside. I'm doing on the inside first. Should I? No. No, we're going to place one right under here. I've decided. There's a bit of depth. If you haven't got clematis, you could, or gerbers, if you haven't got gerbers, you could use sunflowers. You could use big daisies. Anything like that. Or you could use let me think, peonies as well. If you haven't got cabbage roses, use peonies. Or even hydrangeas, guys. But if you haven't got clematis, but you've got blossom or something like that, you could incorporate the blossom along with it. Or magnolias, you could use those. Or, you know, you could maybe dahlias, something like that as well. That would look really pretty. There's a lovely choice of different flowers. We've got 2 left. I may bring one in the centre here. Thread some of the foliage through. Now let's bring one on, coming into the centre where the ruscus is. I'll have that slightly longer. So that's our cabbage roses. Right, I've cut some of these down already because these do come on stems like that. So I didn't want a cluster of them. I wanted them to use individually. So I cut some of the stems so I can place them individually around. Bring some on the inside as well. I'm going to maybe just add in some filler foliage as well. around here. I know my dear friend Sandra likes Status. I'm just going to go around the outer side first, mainly. Excuse me. You will fluff everything up and give it more movement. I want to see the clematis a lot because with there being a lot of yellow, I need the clematis to sort of like do the job of making everything pop. That's yellow around it. I mean, if you want, you could get in something that's got the purple in. Just something else to, you know, to take away that, all of the yellow, so that it doesn't look like there's too much of one colour. Let me just add those in. I may get something purple. What could I get? Now I do. You could, if you wish, you all could also put berries in as well. Do I put roses? I was trying to avoid the roses. You know, the traditional shaped roses. I may. Oh, excuse me, guys. Oh. For more movement. For more movement. Let's see. I may place in some of my. It's the same colour as the clematis. Some of my calla lilies for the movement. Right. Let's pause. Bring some of those. Let's place a few of those in as well. So that's that bunch cut. I'm going to bring some around the ends. These are push-ups. So to get the most of the floral or the, you know, the leaves on them, push them to the top so they're seen more, and just weave them through and thread them through all the things. Let me move that cheeks. Keep tripping on it. So I'm going to place a few around the sides, and then I'm going to push them slightly through. Not all the way, just a little bit. And I may bring something in here what's purple as well, with it being just that big piece of ribbon, just to break that up as well. There as well. So I've added in the colours around the side. I may cut one down really short. I've got one stuck. And place it in the centre of the ribbon or the bow. So if I push it all the way, let me just place that there, place it there, so it's breaking up the yellow, and it doesn't look like the bow is just a single yellow by itself. So I'm going to lift up the tail ends and I'm going to go underneath the bow. And then I'm going to bring the colour lily and bend it on the inside to come and sit. And if you, I'm just wondering if it looks a little bit too long on the leaves, just cut them down slightly. I think this one's looking a bit too, I'm going to cut this, take the flower off. And then I'm going to stick it just there. So now I want to be lifting things around here, and I need some fillet foliage because I don't want too much of the, you know, too much more of floral in, and I don't want to sort of like pack it too much. So what have I Do I use pop? I've got some, I should have some oddments of Porphyrolia. Yes, I have. Got some oddments of the Porphyrolia here as well. Smaller pieces that I cut. I'm going to place those in as well. Where you can see, like here, there's a bit of gap, not much sat there. Here, places like that. Then I'm going to place some of those on the inner side. Just to, again, add a bit of different texture. Get that one in. I'm just seeing what I've got in leftovers here. Oh, that's a bit big. I may bring one of those on here. Got another one. I'm just going to put the odd one on the outer side as well. And let's have a look. How many have I got left? What's oddments? So if you have any scraps of foliage and they're only small pieces, see if they go with these, you know, design of your arrangement, your wreath or your floral arrangement, whatever design, you know, creation you're doing, pop them in, and then you can get, you know, your scraps used up. Because I have had the odd, you know, one lady, you know, a while back say to me that she's got lots of scraps, she just doesn't know what to do with them. She's considering throwing them, and I told the lady, oh, don't throw them. Oh my goodness. Now I've got one left. Now can I chop this in half? Yeah. one up here as well. So now we're left now with these oddments of Lily of the Valley and the rest of the lavender. So I'm just going to cut these shorter, the lavender, make the stem smaller than what the others are. I'm just going to pop these anywhere. Again, this is just adding to the movement and bringing what we've got around the side up above. Let's have a look at this. One in there. Can't see. Excuse my head, everyone. And then we have, and I'm going to put these around the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Just add a little bit of the white around the edge. Again, there may not be much. I was going to place them on top, but I think there may be needed around here and on the sides. If I've got any left, I may pop them in on top. One's not grabbing very well, pull it out. There we go. So then I've got 2 here left what I'm going to place around the bow. So I'll cut those down even shorter. To see where it's going. That's 1. and 2. So I'm not going to add any more in. It is exceptionally full. Just put that away. Move those out of the way. So this is, you can either use it for a spring and a summer wreath. I wanted it to be quite, I do like to see though purple and yellows. Out of all of the clematis, this one is slightly irritating me because it was too far down. So I've lifted it. So we have this for our wreath. Let me just check if any stems have come out through the back. No, that's fabulous. Love it. So it's lovely and neat on the back. And that could sit on anybody's door again as you could give it to somebody as a gift, or if you have customers and they want purples and yellows, that would look, you know, it's their colour choice or what they like. Or you could, you know, place it in your home if you like, or on your summer house or your front door. And it does look like you've got the clematis that's climbing throughout. And that's the reason I placed the clematis like that. I didn't want it just hanging. I wanted it to look like it was climbing through all the foliage and all the other florals. And just adding that little bit extra colour on the top as well as the sides. And just by adding in those small calla lilies as well in purple, that's added it, you know, lovely pretty colour to it as well. So, and different textures, you know, like your statice as well, slightly rough texture to your soft texture on your clematis, and also on even on your lemons. I know lemons can be a little rough on the skin, but then you've got your cabbage roses that are soft, and your gerberas. I think that one needs to be lifted. I keep looking at it and I think it's just slightly a little bit too far in. I don't know if I can get it out now. No. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the stem right at the bottom to pull it out. Then I'm going to replace the pick because it needs a longer pick on it. Oops, daisy. It's not going in, guys. Might help if I took the glue off of it. There we go. Let's just reposition it and lift it a little. There, looks a bit better. So there we have that lifted. So if you enjoyed doing, seeing the clematis and the with the lemons and the lemons in colour, give it a go. And it will look really pretty. Especially in summertime when the sun's shining on them. Let me just, you know, on your door in a lovely nice warm weather. Let me just place that on here. I still haven't put a hook on my easel. Excuse me. Just so let me just turn that around and I'll come and place up the camera. I don't know if you can get all of that in, guys. Try my best. So let me just do that. So there's again our wonderful clematis, our lovely gerbras, or if you call them gerber daisies, in there as well. Our lavender, our statice, our calla lilies, our ruscus, our parvivoli, with and our lemons, our forsythia leaves, cabbage roses. What else did we put in? Oh, maple. Yeah, maple and fern. That's right. Oh, nearly forgot. And our little polka dot ribbon. Now, if you prefer the thicker, you know, like 2.5-inch ribbon, that will just look, you know, and you want not just one colour, you want to add 2 or 3 or 4 colours, however many, or styles of ribbon, all as one. That's fine, guys. I just like very simple or minimalistic things, me, and it you know, it tends to show in my ribbons. You know, I'm not one for pouring layer on layer upon layer. I'm not saying they don't look nice, they do, but this, again, just like yourselves, this is just my personal preference, that's all. So again, if you want to add in more layers of and styles of ribbon, fabulous, add them in. And again, as I said, if you've not got clematis or anything, but excuse me, I've got a tickle, but you've got some floral stems that I've got several of one type of flower on them that would hang lower because they're a long stem, you know, just add those in instead, and maybe cut the odd one off another stem and place individually around. I could do with another one of those, if I'm being honest, around here, so I may do that after. But you could add, again, blossoms or hydrangeas or magnolia. I think magnolias would look nice. Even lilies, you know, lilies would look nice. Or rudbeckia, that would look nice. Rudbeckia, or people call them lazy Susan, what is it, black-eyed Susan. Those, you could add in things like that as well. So they would always all look, you know, pretty, and peonies as well. The world's your oyster, really, guys. You know, you can go away with the fairies, dahlias, you know, anything really. But if you enjoyed that and you wanted to do it in purples and yellows with a bit of fruit added in, whether it be lemons or apples or oranges, you know, pears. I need to get some pears because I've run out of pears, and I loved doing a green and white one with pears in. So I'm going to have to, once I've got the pears, I will do one. But again, if you haven't even got fruit, add in berries. Put berries in, guys. You know, they would look pretty as well. Or if you have scabiosa, add in scabiosa. You know, some, or even the little balls or alliums, or, you know, the thistles, things like that. Pop them in as well. So again, you know, the world is your oyster. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe, share and like. To everybody who you know, tell them I'm back. Even though I'm sort of like leaning on one side here with the weight. But tell them I'm back. And I've started doing the my flowers again. And to come along, enjoy. And even if they don't, then they don't do create, you know, they don't create, excuse me, they don't create their own floral arrangements. Maybe they just want to watch just for something out of interest and enjoy. Or it may even get them interested and think, I want to have a go at that for myself. And that's where it starts, guys. And then you may get hooked. So enjoy yourself if you're going to do one in this colour. And if you want to send me some pictures, please do. Oh, and Diane, thank you for all your lovely pictures of Simon. You know, I do keep looking at them. I don't respond to everyone, but I do look at them, and Simon does put a smile on my face. So thank you for that. That's really helped me along. So, and Sandra, thank you for your wonderful private message emails as well. And everybody else, again, I truly appreciate it. But we're now back, and I'm happy to be back. So have a wonderful day, guys. God bless, good health, and thank you all again. Really, thank you. And have a wonderful day, and get creating and enjoy yourselves. Take your time and have fun and create something beautiful, whether it's for yourself, friends, family, or to sell. Enjoy, guys, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day, and thank you. God bless, good health, and take care. Bye for now. Bye-bye. Let's get a close-up, shall we? Right, so there's the gerbras. There's the lovely clematis. Aren't they beautiful? Absolutely pretty. And there's our statice, the yellow statice. There's our cabbage roses with some of its own foliage. Our parfivoli. Our ruscus. Our lovely lemons here. Our calla lilies. Our lavender. Obviously our 7/8 ribbon, a deluxe brand. Again, pop over to kerryswreath.co.uk. She does have her online shop as well. There's the forsythia leaves, the maple, our lovely lily of the valley. What else, guys? Fern, where's that fern? And there's a fern under here as well. So have fun, enjoy it, guys, and have a wonderful day. Take care. I love you all. Bye for now. Bye-bye.